What's poppin', YouTube? It's your boy the D here, the captain of the Thunder God Pirates, coming at you with this week's One Piece chapter. Well, we got a lot of questions answered. Well, not all the questions, because we still don't know if Kaido is actually a fucking dragon or if he's a Zoan user. But, like, just being straight with you, if you had any bets on what animals the Tobiropo were, boy, you either won or lost today, because the cat's out of the bag. Even Drake, and I'll just go ahead and say this, not Kishi, goodness, Oda, he went ahead and just spilled the beans. So we know the Tobiropo who Kaido summoned, we know all of their fruits now. Like, we finally know who all theirs, and the ones we didn't know, we just went ahead and reiterated. But yeah, I just gotta say, I ain't got no type. Ancient Zoans are the only thing that I like. I ain't got no type. Ancient Zoans are the only thing that I like. Hey. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get right into it. And Oda knew what he was doing, because One Piece, chapter 998, Ancient Types. Okay. We open the chapter, Onigashima is flying through the air, yet again circled by the flame clouds, and now all of the beasts are taking notice too. You know, they're saying that Onigashima is flying and not falling, and they're kind of wondering about that, because I'm thinking this is like, Kaido's not the type to do shit like this often. So this is probably besides probably Yamato, King, Queen, and Jack, and not even the Tobiropo. I think besides King, Queen, and Jack, nobody knows that, and of course Yamato, who being his son, are the only ones who know what he can do. So I think that's where this comes from. So they're kind of like getting the hang of this shit. Like, oh my god, this shit is really happening. Kaido is a goddamn dragon who can use flame clouds to make shit float. Yet again, kind of reminds me of Shiki's fruit. But of course, from what it looks like, a little less delicate, potentially. But anyway, continuing on, but they're also wondering about Marco, who set Chopper on fire. Now, both Brook and Zoro take offense to this, because yet again, you set our doctor, cute little Chopper, on fire, and Chopper's running around screaming. But Marco, as he's dodging the blows from both Brook and Zoro, he asks him, "So, does it feel hot?" And Chopper stops from the realization. And he says it's strange. He's burning, but he isn't burned. He goes on to explain that the fire is the exact right temperature to hold back the virus. We then see Miyagi and Tristan. Miyagi being the goat mink, and Tristan, it looks like she's the deer mink that Chopper had eyes for back on Zo. Zo. But yeah. And they go on to say that they're ready to help him make more of the antibodies to cure the virus. And Chopper's like, all right, bet. Pretty much now that Marco uses fire on him, the virus won't spread himself, so that way he can actually turn his focus, instead of trying to keep himself alive, but to actually cure the virus. They then notice that a pack of ice only are coming their way. And Chopper, at first, he motions, he's like, hey, you two need to move because they're doctors. Even though they're minks, they're still doctors, and they're probably might be too strong for them to handle on their own. Marco then says, okay, so they're all needed one way or the other. And then we see another one of his name moves. I think this might be the second, because the only one that I can remember prior to this one would be the Phoenix brand, which used to kick over the Queen Mama Shanter over the waterfall that leads into Wano. But this one, Phoenix Pineapple. And he spreads his fire all over the battlefield, but yet again, everybody's noticing, like, okay, we're on fire. We are literally burning, but we're not being burned. If that makes any fucking sense. But yes, and some of them are starting to notice that a couple of the ones who've been afflicted by the ice only virus, they're actually starting to regain their consciousness. Since the virus has stopped, their consciousness is back within full view. Marco then lands and tells them they did all that to get their body heat back up to a manageable level, but if they run out of stamina, they'll turn right back to the monsters. And Chopper then goes to Miyagi and the others. Well, he then starts running over to Miyagi and the others to get started on the virus. Queen's looking on yet again like, God damn it, what does Marco think he's doing? Pretty much Marco, being a veteran pirate, Kaido and them, they were ready to take on some rookies. But now you have the first son of the Whitebeard pirates here, and a damn good doctor and a powerful combatant. Because remember, a couple of chapters ago, he was keeping pace with Big Mom. Yet again, I do think had that fight been prolonged, he would have lost. But at least he was able to clash with her, and he don't look like he was struggling either. So it's like, hey, she like, and of course she wasn't trying her hardest either, but she would have really had to turn up to beat him. He then yells down to everybody and steals those antibodies back, and that the enemy isn't gonna cure them. To which some of the beasts are like they were looking like, okay, Apu's been defeated. Now we get the antibodies. So now Queen is trying to tell them, like, look, they aren't going to save you. You need to go ahead and just get those damn antibodies back. All right, and Chopper then says, like, okay, I can go ahead and start making my antibodies. He tries to go back to doing what he's doing. Marco then tells Zoro, like, okay, now everything's cool down here, and Chopper looks like he's got a handle on things. I'll fly you up to the roof. And he tells them, well, hold on. Because, see, here's the thing. I don't know if Marco meant, because both Brooke and Robin are there with him. So, oh, never mind. I was going to say, I don't know if he was just talking to Zoro or he's talking to all of them. But no, he was talking to all of them. He says he'll fly them up to go ahead and face Kaido. Because, because he even tells them, y'all don't need to be wasting your time here with these nobodies. And Brooke even's like, hey, but I know, but we need to help Chopper. But then one of the Boss Hyoguro and a couple of his men are like, hey, we'll go ahead and we'll watch over Chopper. Y'all go ahead and deal with Kaido. And then after that, we see that Apu, who looks like a fucking wreck. He's overshadowed, but you can still tell that he got his shit kicked in. He's trying to tell them, you're not going anywhere. Chopper then tells him to shut the door as he's running into their little makeshift tower, their little makeshift hut, so that they can go ahead and start with the virus. But, with Apu chasing after him. So Brooke then goes to unsheath Soul Solid to intercept him, but we then see Diaz Drake, the former Tobidopo, Dragon Fruit, ancient type, Allosaurus model. So he then catches Apu in his jaws, keeping him at bay further, and drops him. He then turns to Zoro. He then turns to Zoro and tells him that if you're capable of seeing me as an ally, then go ahead and leave this to me. Zoro then smiles and says, at least you've got a talent for picking the winning horse. Pretty much stating that he doesn't trust him, but he knows that pretty much it looks like Drake's gonna go with whoever's gonna win. So there's that. Then we flash over to the 4th floor to where yet again Luffy's asking, hey, where's Sanji? But he was asking last chapter, but then Jinbei chimes in and says, hey, Sanji probably sensed a powerful foe and is keeping them off their back. Luffy then replies, like, okay, I still have a lot to learn about the color of observation. But, which is kind of weird, because after all the things that Luffy's been through, especially in the last arc, and then even some of the stuff he was showing earlier in this arc, in the sumo hell, you'd think he'd be able to sense a little bit more, but according to Luffy himself, he still needs a little bit of help. Anyway, and also, right here, we can see that Jinbei's punching out someone with a cattail. So, it seems like he's surrounded by cat enemies. He then goes on to say this is the same as the floor before, and that he'll be the one to stay behind, and that Luffy needs to keep going. And then we flash over to the right brain tower, the central hallway, where we see Frankie launching General Launcher against the Armored Corps. And of course, yet again, him being in the Frankie Shogun, he's giving them hell. And then we see Sasaki tell them that that's enough, they can stand down, that they should make way for him. And then we see that Frankie is sent for tumbling backwards by the power of Sasaki's devil fruit. He then goes on to say that I've had enough of you. And Frankie then says, a Triceratops. And we then see Tobidopo, Sasaki, dragon fruit, ancient type, Triceratops model. So Frankie then goes on to comment like you were a dinosaur this entire time. And Sasaki then goes on to tell him, give up. I'm the most powerful kind of animal that ever existed. And then we flash over to the banquet hall, 3rd floor, with someone saying that he's getting away. There's no escape. We then see Sanji running away from the snake smile user one of them who helped catch him in the net earlier. Well, excuse me, 2 of them. One with a snake neck and one with an elongated body. And he continues to run as he falls. And then we see Black Maria. She says, I thought you said you loved me. Stay here forever, darling. I'll keep you as a pet. And we then see Tobidopo, Black Maria, Spider Fruit, ancient type, Rosmagiel, Gravogeli model. Pretty much, it's an ancient version of the spider fruit. Now, with that, I was kind of dubious because, okay, now, it should be said, this isn't a smile, although it looks like Black Maria's body is coming out of the spider who has its own body separately. Now, after I read the chapter the first time this morning initially, I went ahead and I looked up what that particular species of spider is, and I'll throw it up on screen now, which you can see that it doesn't look like what it looks like. I think Oda took the more cartoony route with this one, and I really wish he hadn't. I wish he'd have gone full actually what this species of spider was thought to look like. So yeah, so it looks like her spider fruit she might be able to do a little something different with it because it's ancient zone, because got the top half of her body coming out of the spider body itself, kind of like which makes her kind of look like a smile user. But anyway, Sanji then continues to try to crawl away, but then her underlings are telling him no matter which way he looks, there are women, and they're some ugly broads, but they are yet again telling him that there's no way he can get away. And Sanji, being the royal simp he is, what's this place, heaven? And then the underlings say there's something wrong with this guy. So another ancient type. And then we flash over to the Big Cat Cafe on the 4th floor. And we then see Who's Who. Tobidopo, Who's Who, Cat Fruit, ancient type, saber-toothed tiger model. And we see him big and burly, like he is huge, like he's bigger than Jinbei. And Jinbei's a big dude. He's not the biggest motherfucker out there, but still, he's like, we can tell even though he's laying down, he is way bigger than Jinbei. And we get to see some more of his subordinates. We see the sexy cat lady. We see a couple of the others. I don't know if they're all smile users or not, or if they actually have smile devil fruits, well, smile fruits. I know one of them does, because one of the guys sitting next to him, it's like he's got 4 arms. He's got his human arms in the back, his lion arms in the front with a lion face. But yeah, a lot of people with cat-like traits. So they might be minks. They could be devil fruit users. Or they could just, have tattoos and shit. Because the sexy cat lady, she doesn't look like an actual cat. She just got that cat mask like he does. But anyway, so he then tells Jinbei, so, well, that's great. So Straw Hat's already gone, and he's probably gonna reach Kaido. And then he asks, would you stop picking on my subordinates? Have a little pride, former warlord of the sea. Jinbei retorts that he prefers his new title that he holds more dearly, the helmsman of the Straw Hat Pirates. Sasaki then sarcastically apologizes. He only thought of that because, and he then reveals that I saw you once when you were a warlord, but he says that doesn't matter. Jinbei then asks him that if he were to see his face, he might actually remember who he is. But then he starts to growl. But then who starts to growl? Too bad, you're not gonna see my face. We then pop over. Hold on, tablet's gotta load. Oh, come on. Okay, cool. There we go. We then pop over to outside of the Onigashima Dome, where two dinosaurs, Tobiropo, Page 1, Dragon Fruit, Spinosaurus, Tobiropo, Ulti, Dragon Fruit, Ancient Type, Pachycephalosaurus, where it looks like they're still rampaging, chasing after Nami and her crew. And it's now that we finally get to see Ulti in her full Pachycephalosaurus form, which should be said that just the head of her form kind of looks like a cow. Yep, kind of looks like a cow. But anyway, so they're rampaging through walls past Samurai, and Page 1 is looking like, okay, where do they go? While Ulti on the other hand's like, I'll split that woman's skull in two. Still pissed off the fact that Nami had the audacity to say that Luffy was going to be king of the pirates in her face. And it's then that we flash over another time to the storeroom inside the dome. We then catch up with Yamato carrying Momo, and damn, what was the female ninja's name? I'll remember it later, but carrying them, okay? And it's then that they're in the storeroom and they see a statue of a dragon. So Momo then asks, what is it? To which Yamato replies, it's a statue of a dragon. In the past, it was actually placed in front of Onigashima by the interest of Onigashima, by the interest of the island. But Yamato states that his friend destroyed it, so they discarded it here. So Momo says, friend, yes. And it's then that Yamato says that a man who came here years ago to kill my father. And behind Yamato, we see the visage of Ace with his flame fruit powers. And that's gonna conclude this week's chapter. All right. See, I watch a lot of Anitube, especially like guys like Tekking 101. Let me see, there's Tekking, there's Joy Boy Theories. And I think I sometimes miscellaneously watch a couple other guys. I think I watched Vinland Saga. Not Vinland Saga. But I can't remember dude's name. But anyway, I watched a couple other Anitubers, and I know that Tekking was one of the guys who was betting on who they were gonna be. Now, me personally, I thought Who's Who was gonna be a saber-tooth tiger, and Sasaki Triceratops, with the way his horns and shit was set up, kind of figured that as well. But yeah, Black Maria, I'm not gonna lie, I'm glad that it was a ancient Zoan spider type fruit. It's just, I'm kind of wondering, I wish Oda wouldn't have went cartoony with it. I wish he would have made that shit a legit real looking spider. But yeah, so pretty much today, today was a day where you could today was the day where we really saw who was right and who was wrong. But not gonna lie, of course I was kind of right on a couple of them, but yeah, I really like the fact that they're different to the way they are, and it's also interesting to see the matchups. Not gonna lie, Sasaki looks like a fisherman, so I thought that Jinbei was gonna go against him, and I thought that Who's Who was probably gonna go up against Drake or somebody. But it's looking like Sanji's gonna be stuck in there with Black Maria, which I think Robin is gonna help him. I think while they're flying up, Robin is somehow gonna find out Sanji's in trouble, because he's not gonna hit her. Unless Oda throws his curveball and there's a reason Sanji can hit her, Sanji is not finna lay his hands on that woman. Well, his feet on that woman. So I think Robin's gonna be the one to take Black Maria, while Sanji kind of tries to help, as much as he can without actually hurting them, because they may be his enemies, but they're still women. And we've seen with Khalifa back in his lobby, he's even if it costs him the W, he's not gonna fight a woman. But Frankie's gonna take on Satsuki. Like I said, I thought that was gonna be Jinbei, but Jinbei's taking on Who's Who. So Frankie's gonna take out Sasuke. So very interesting matchups. Chapter went kind of quick. But yeah, so it pretty much just set up the matchups. And I think we're gonna get back to the point where not Sanji, Nami and Usopp are gonna continue their fight with Page One and Ulti, unless they get stopped as well. But let me see. And very interesting. Of course, we all knew Marco was gonna help Chopper, but very interesting. Yamato's still going on about Ace. I know a while back I said that I think Yamato might be the reason Whitebeard never came back to help Odin because of something that Yamato said. But it seems like we're gonna learn more about Ace's time, because I always thought, since we found out, I thought that Ace may have met Yamato on the mainland but never got to Onigashima. So it's looking like Ace got to Onigashima and he really dug up in there, like on some real shit, which is kind of funny. I thought Ace's at least from what damn it, what's her name? Little girl with the dongo. Otama. Thank you. I don't know why my phone ringing kind of made a click for me. But yeah, from what Otama said, Ace came, helped them out, and then left. Unless, she was just remembering the parts where he was there and he actually went around the island. Because I know he came there, we found a while back during the Marineford arc with oars that Ace learned how to make straw hats while on Wano. So there's that. But it's looking like Ace's time there was a lot more substantial than we originally thought. But yet again, it's a cool chapter. Nothing really happened, but I don't think it really needed to. I think Oda had two ways to do this. He could either set them up and then just break that, go ahead and go into the fights, and then go to the next one, go into the fight, go into the next one, go into the fight, or he could do like this, where he went ahead and got the introductions out the way. We're gonna cut away for a little while, and then we're gonna go back and then dig into each fight individually, which is cool too. So, but yeah, so let me know what you think. If you like anything you heard, definitely like, comment, subscribe, hit my link tree in the description. That'll give you my other social media so you can, so you can check out my videos. But without further ado, with nothing further, I think I'm gonna do My Hero Academia next. That's probably gonna come out in a few days. But this has been your boy, the D, and I'm signing out. See you guys.